So good morning, everybody. All right, speaking the word of completion. We've learned a lot about how powerful our word is. So this month we've taken a deep dive in to the prosperity secrets of Moses, as revealed through his life, culminating in his experience of taking the Israelites out of bondage in Egypt and into the land of milk and honey, which is our theme for this month. And it's, our last day. I can't believe it's the end of the month already. So our theme has been living in the land of milk and honey. We've referenced the scripture found in Exodus, which reads, "And the Lord said to Moses at the burning bush, I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and I have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hands of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land, and to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey." So this month we've explored the consciousness required to live in our own personal land of milk and honey. Because, as we all know, it's all about consciousness, isn't it? It's all about what we're believing and every thought that we're thinking. The land of milk and honey really isn't a place to get to, but a state of mind or consciousness to come from. And we come from that. As we come from that consciousness, the land appears in our life. So using Catherine Ponder's classic book, The Millionaire Moses, as a reference, let's jump right in to our final look at these amazing teachings. Today we will explore speaking the word of completion and look at a couple of deep and rich ideas that will help bring about our good, particularly when it seems to be delayed. I don't know about you, but sometimes I can be a little impatient. Catherine Ponder begins the final chapter of the book with these words: "If you have worked inwardly and outwardly to realize certain blessings in your life, and they have not yet appeared, it may be because you are now ready to use the prosperity law of completion." I want you to stop and think for a moment. Is there something in your life that you really desire to be, to do, or to have? You have been divinely guided to it. You know that it's right. You know it would benefit you and the world. You've done your spiritual as well as your physical work in the world to just bring it about, but it just hasn't happened. It's like just right there. It just hasn't happened. It hasn't come to fruition. Perhaps if you were honest about it, you would admit that you were even maybe getting a little bit frustrated or scared that it wasn't going to happen. You're a little resentful because you've done all this work. You've got yourself into that place. Think about it just for a moment. Is there such a situation in your life? Because I want you to have the situation in your mind as we talk about it today. Does everybody have something, or maybe can remember something? Just think about it. If you do, well, we'll just see what Moses has to teach us about speaking our words of completion to bring about our good. The first words of completion are literally words of completion. Catherine Ponder suggests that we look at the situation and say something like, and these are a mixture of her words and mine, "God's work is finished in this situation and my good manifests now." God's work is finished in this situation and my good manifests now. I see only completion. I am so happy and grateful as I relax in the knowing that my good is at hand and manifests now and in peace. I see only completion. I am so happy and grateful as I relax in the knowing that my good is at hand and manifests now quickly and in peace. Powerful words. And of course, this is what we do at the end of our treatment when we're doing a 5-step treatment. It's the release part. Do you get the theme with the song we sang this morning? Yeah? Or as Richard often says, done deal. See, you don't have to go through all that. You just have to say done deal. Just a shortcut. Takes you right there. Once we speak these words of completion, we must then loose them and let it go. That's Ponder's words there. Many times, it is after we have done our spiritual and physical work to the fullest of our ability, and then just relaxed and let it go, that our good comes about. How many times have we've worked at it, and there's just said, okay, I'm just not going to think about this anymore. And then it just comes tumbling in. And you're surprised. Wow, I didn't believe this could happen. But yes, you did. Because it did. You did the work. You set the foundation. So that's that part of relaxing and let going. In fact, Ponder writes, when you have done all you know how to do in inner and outer ways to solve any problem or to create new good, and still results have not come, that is the time to release and cease further effort. These are the times to speak nothing, think nothing, do nothing. You have already spoken the word of prosperity, success, completion. Now let it alone. Let Spirit do its work, right? Moses knew this. He had hoped to get the Hebrews out of the barren wilderness. He had hoped to get them into the promised land. Yet he knew he had done all that he could do. And he realized this powerfully important lesson for us all. When you have done all you could do, then you have done all you should. It's a hard lesson to learn sometimes. But often we keep at it, don't we? We just keep at it. We worry. We fret. We stew. We pull up that damn carrot to see if it's growing. You know, you plant the seeds, let it go. We keep wondering when our good will come, and then we add something to it. We fear that it won't. And when you do that, you're taking steps back. And the longer it takes to get here, the more uptight and more fearful we get. We forget that all is happening in God's time. And of course, you know what happens when we do that, right? We might as well put up a wall that says, do not enter. On each side. Do not enter, do not enter. Or, as Ponder puts it, we have generated a strained vibration which has built an inharmonious wall around us. This invisible shell of tension is being radiated out from us to others. It is repelling the very good we have worked so hard trying to attain. It's undoing that work. Just as soon as this invisible wall of tension can be dissolved, the things we desire are able to get through to us. We need to speak the word of completion and then relax and let go. So think about your situation right now and say to it aloud. You can say this after me. God's work is finished in this situation.
God's work is finished in this situation.
And my good manifests now.
And my good manifests now.
I see only completion.
I see only completion.
I have done all I could.
I have done all I could.
So I have done all I should.
So I have done all I should.
Therefore, I am so happy and grateful.
Therefore, I am so happy and grateful.
As I relax in the knowing.
As I relax in knowing.
That my good is at hand.
That my good is at hand.
And manifests now.
And manifests now.
Quickly and in peace.
Quickly and in peace.
Okay. So now on to the second words of completion. Sometimes in order to bring about the new good, in order to move into our larger experiences, we have to do what? We have to let go of the old. Even the old good when it has served its purpose. We sometimes stop our own progress because we will not release a good cycle that is completed. But we should remember that our good is not static. Our good is progressive. Our good evolves and it changes. We must allow it to evolve. We must change with it. Change is a scary word sometimes. We must be willing to release accustomed forms of good for higher forms. Moses had to let go of a lot of material good in the court of Pharaoh to let his divine purpose to release mankind from bondage. He had to let go of that. Loosing your good, freeing it readily when you have outgrown it, requires courage. Because we like our good. We want to hold on to it. It's like the trapeze artist who must release his hold on the trapeze in order to grab the other one. It doesn't work when you're holding on to both, does it? Not much of a show that way. And for a few moments before he grabs that other one, he's hanging in midair, right? Yeah? Yipes, that's scary. That takes courage. But in order to attain your higher good, you may need to release the old good. Emerson said that you must be willing to let the angels go out of your life so that archangels can come in. Wow. Even when you cannot see where the archangels are coming from or what form they will take. Moses had an angel to the Hebrew people. He'd gotten them out of Egyptian bondage and through the wilderness, but they had to release him so that their archangel, Joshua, could take command and lead them to their promised land. That letting go can be very scary. So I want to read to you an amazing poem written a number of years ago by Sarah Bonfig. It's called Through the Precipice. It goes like this. I stand at the precipice between love and fear, knowing not where my journey goes from here. The opportunities are endless, possibilities abound. In a state of calm surrender, I'm stepping on holy ground. To stand in the darkness, only facing the past, seeking comfort in the familiar, never removing the mask. Turning my back on the light, this is surely the road of fear. Denying my gifts wouldn't be right. I would find no comfort here. Moving away from the darkness, choosing the path of light, the radiance of love's fullness appears blinding to my human sight. Yet it calls my spirit forward into the great unknown. A deep breath brings me inward. Just look at how I've grown. As I return to my center, I remember I am never alone. In faith, to spirit I surrender. Through the precipice I have flown. So take a moment right now in personal reflection. As you are looking to manifest your new, expanded good, is there something that you may need to release? Is there something good you are holding on to that if you continue to do so, you simply would not be able to move into that expanded state? Are you willing to let go of the trapeze and fly through the precipice? Think about that. That then brings us to our final word of completion. You may think, but I have done all of this. I have spoken my words of completion. I am willing to release the good for the better. I've been expecting a new door to open, but it just hasn't opened yet. I have waited, but my good still has not appeared. Why is that? In chapter 33 of Deuteronomy, Moses gives us the answer. He gave a blessing to the children of Israel. He knew that new good could not come forth unless the old had had his final blessing. He knew that he had to give his final blessing to the Israelites before they could enter the promised land. Your good cannot find its way to you if there is unfinished business. So long as you resent a troublesome person or circumstance, you will have to meet that problem repeatedly in your life in some guise. Has anybody had that happen before? It just kind of keeps coming back. Wow. Same kind of situation, maybe a different person, different job, but interesting. When you give a blessing, and Suzanne has done this many times with fabulous results. When you give a blessing to that person or circumstance, then comes your release. Right, Suzanne? Yeah. For example, a grocer went to his guru one day in great distress to say that across the way from his shop, a large chain store was being built that would surely drive him out of business. His family had owned his shop for a century. Wow. And to lose it now would be his undoing, for there was nothing else that he was skilled at. Said the master, if you fear the owner of the chain store, you will hate him, and it is hatred that will be your undoing. What shall I do? Said the distraught grocer. Each morning walk out of your shop onto the sidewalk and give thanks for and bless your shop, accepting for it prosperity. Then turn to face the chain store and do the same for it. What? Be grateful for and bless the competitor and destroyer? Are you crazy? The gratitude and blessings that you give him will rebound as your good. Any evil you wish him will destroy you. After 6 months, the grocer returned to report that he had to close his shop down after all. But he was now in charge of the chain store, and his life was in better shape than ever before. You're good, right? So what's up for you right now? What needs a blessing so that your expanded good can be called forth? What needs a blessing so that your expanded good can be called forth? Can you look at it and bless it? So there are your words of completion. With these words, we complete our series on living in the land of milk and honey. If there is something in your life you wish to call forth and it seems to be stubborn, remember this formula. Literally speak the words of completion. Be willing to let go of the good so that you can experience the greater. Bless and accept only the highest good for that which might be troubling you. And as you do these things, and all the things we've spoken about this entire month, you will walk into your promised land, the land of milk and honey. My prayer, my hope for you is that you take what we've done here this month and really, really, really apply it to your life. If you missed any of the talks, they should be uploaded sometime this week. I think I've got 3 ready to go, counting today's, because this is such good stuff. Such really, really good stuff. Read the book, read it again, and practice it if you don't have the Millionaire Moses. And when you forget to practice it, read it again. And now, I would actually like to gift somebody the book. That's what our raffle is about today. So, we're going to mix up get your tickets out. Let's see.
Yeah, you're so lucky.
Rub off on you.
Yeah.
Uniqua, would you like to come up and pull the winning ticket, please? We're all winners, we know that. Okay, so
31544492.
Hey,
Well, that's the one of the last people that came in.
what is it?
Yeah.
You better check yours, Crawford.
It's not mine.
Okay.
I'll try it again.
Wait.
Oh, do you have yours?
What did
31544492.
Oh, okay.
oh, we have a winner! Hooray! Thank you very
I have
much.
that book.
There you go.
Congratulations.
There you go. Good job. All right.
I have that book. I have the whole series.
I believe it.
There's a whole series. There's 5 of them. No, I'll get it though. You can have my copies because they're 19. I just looked at it. It was written in 1977.
All right.
Classic.
Great year.
Mine are old.
So for now, let's speak our final words of affirmation with your particular situation in mind. I place myself and this situation lovingly in the hands of Spirit. God's work is finished and my good manifests now. This is a time of divine completion. Miracles now follow miracles, and wonders never cease. I release that which is good so that I might experience that which is greater. I look upon every ending as a new beginning. My good changes, grows, and expands as I embrace this change, this growth, this expansion. I now fully and freely bless everything and everybody in my past or present, including myself. This blessing brings completion between us now and forever. The work of my hands and the plans of my life are moving toward a sure and perfect completion. I am ready for my new good now. I am so happy and grateful now that my good is at hand and manifests quickly and in peace. In God's right action, I place my full trust. I relax in the knowing that it is done. And so it is, and so it shall ever be.